Welcome to the Knitty Kats Podcast, episode 17. My name is Julie, and I come to you today from the beautiful Colorado Rocky Mountains, the foothills, where it just started snowing. My favorite thing on the planet. If you know me, you know that snow is my favorite thing ever. And so it brings me great joy that I just looked out the window and it is snowing and I can see the mountains. I'm sure they'll be covered in just a few minutes, but that makes me happy. If you're a returning viewer, it's so nice to see you again. And if you're new, welcome to our pod. I'm a crocheter, knitter, spinner, dabble in dyeing, seamstress. I think that's a knitter. Did I say knitter? Anyway, I like to do things. I'm sure I would do more things. I've done a little embroidery and some needle felting. I would do everything if I had time. I love to make, so welcome. You're in the right place if that's you too. I wanted to talk a little bit today about knitting pressure. If you feel it and what you do about it. I don't even know if you know what that is, but I want to talk about that and what I have on, the retreat that my sister and I went on. I have a really cool thing to share with you from a knitter that I've known for a long time, a couple years anyway, and I bought a Russian pin from her, a brooch. Stay tuned, that's good. And then also I will have a beauty hack for you at the very end. If you're over 50, you don't want to miss this tip. I'll do that at the end. I think that's about it. Oh, and I'll share another obsession with you, but it doesn't have to do with yarn. I'll do that at the end too, because that's personal. So anyway, let's get started. So knitting pressure. I feel that. I feel it a lot actually, and I do it to myself. My sister and I were talking about it, about how you feel all this pressure that you don't knit enough. And we've determined that the pressure comes from that we buy too much yarn, which makes us feel that we aren't knitting our yarn. We have too big, our stashes are too big, and so that puts pressure on us. It certainly does me. That's one cause of the pressure. The other cause of the pressure is there's so much that I want to knit and crochet and sew. I haven't sewn anything and I bet it's been a year since I've sewn anything. I always have the best of intentions. I've purchased fabrics. I have a project bag that I want to make. I've purchased everything for, but I haven't had time to do that. So I called her and I said, I think I've determined what's causing our knitting pressure, and it's the yarn, but we buy yarn because it gives us an endorphin rush because we're not able to knit, which is this big crazy cycle. I don't know if you guys feel that. The other thing that I feel is when I'm, like for instance, I joined a sock club, Knitting McPurley Sock Club, which I love. I'm so excited to be a part of it. But it's a monthly sock club, so I've been trying to really keep up with that. And also, I know in the back of my head that the yarn for the March sock is probably arriving any day. She ships usually at the middle of the month, so I know that that's coming. The winter clothes for me, winter sweaters, like I said, is a hard stop the end of February. Well, it's the end of February. I feel that pressure that I need to start knitting spring things. And of course the yarn. I have too much yarn, but I can't stop buying it because it is an endorphin rush for me. So it's kind of a therapy. Does anybody else feel that? And I don't know what you do to combat that. I try to make myself calm down, stop by. It's okay to buy yarn, even if you're not going to knit with it. People buy things all the time. I try to justify it. It's crazy. But last week it really got to me when I thought, oh, I'm going on a business trip and I should take this. No, I should take this. I should take this. Oh my gosh, I don't have that sweater done. I'm not sure if the sweater's turning out okay. So I would like to know your comments on what you do, if this is, I know it's a self-induced pressure, but what do you do? And don't say, well, I guess you can say stop buying yarn. I'm not sure that's going to happen though, because I really do like yarn. Anyway, let me know what you do about your knitting pressure, if you at all have it. So that's it on that. The next thing I want to tell you, because you're probably wondering what this is, and it's my Hello Friend vest. I started this last time, and it turned out so cool, you guys. I absolutely love it. So what I had was this yarn from, oops, it's all tangled here. It's from Western Sky Knits. I'm just gonna break it. And I guess there's a name for this yarn. Devin of Knitty McPurley has a new yarn base, and it's called Snub yarn. I called it Nubbly, but it's Snub. And this was a beautiful color. This kind of an electric blue, which is really, really beautiful. And here's the little nubs. And it's super soft. I believe it was a superwash. Western Sky Knits from Montana, and it's 90% superwash and 10 parts nylon. Anyway, that is what I did. And then I was on my way to the yarn shop to find something to put with it, because I literally have looked at this yarn for 2 years and wanted to make a summer vest with it. But when I looked at, I had it all caked up. I thought it was like linen or something. No, it was wool. And I thought, oh, I don't know that I want to make a full-on summer vest with it. So I waited, thinking that, okay, it's probably too lightweight or too thin to make a winter vest with, so I need to find something to put with it. Well, I was on the way to the yarn shop to find some fingering yarn in a similar color when I realized that I had this, and I have another ball of it here, this old yarn, which I was going to take to the retreat for the giveaway. I have this old yarn that's a lace weight yarn. It's 100% acrylic, which I'm okay with, because this is super wash, so it means I can wash it and tumble it if I need to. And I paired it together, and this is the result. See if I'll stand up a little bit so you can see it. So this is a beautiful sweater. I don't know if you can see the has kind of little white specks. It's an electric blue and navy blue. I love the dimension of it. I couldn't be more thrilled. I finished it for the most part at the retreat. I hadn't done the collar or the cuffs on the sleeves. I just wore it like that. I've done that before with vests. They kind of go in and it's fine. But this one I did come home and put the cuffs on, the ribbing on the shoulders. And for the neck, what I did was I did a single stitch crochet, because I didn't want it to go any further up here. So I thought, how can I just finish that off a little bit and make it look nice? And because the yarn is very forgiving anyway, the single crochet was amazing. It worked great. So I love this vest. I love that I can wear it with a fun blouse. I also think it will be great with a white t-shirt in the summer, a short sleeve t-shirt, a long sleeve t-shirt, a white collared shirt would dress it up. I actually almost wore it with a pinstripe, blue and white pinstripe blouse today. It would have been a little dressier, but this is just kind of fun. And a lot of these blousey type shirts are out there, and I think they look great with a vest. I have an off-white one as well I bought last summer. So hooray, I love this. So that made me feel better when I got this all finished, a little bit of pressure off. And I didn't follow the pattern completely. For the most part I did. Again, I didn't do the collar. I don't believe she had you go to a smaller needle for the ribbing at the bottom. And I think possibly I would have gone down a size in the needle. And I did alter the number of stitches I picked up for the armhole. I think it was 89 or 81 or 84 or something like that. And I did like 60, 62. So quite a few less, because I wanted to pull that up a little bit. I think it turned out pretty cute. I love it, and I know that I will wear it. So I'm thrilled. Thrilled. Okay, the next thing I want to talk to you about is the pin. So first of all, let me talk to you about Tina. Tina worked at My Sister Knits, which is my local yarn shop. She worked there for a couple years. And she called me. As you know, we have an estate department in our jewelry store. And she called me and said, I have a couple things to sell. And that's how we do. People just call and I make appointments and I buy. And she said they were from the late 1800s, but I see a lot of old jewelry. So not that I wasn't excited. I'm always excited. But when I saw it and she told me the story, I have not been able to get this out of my brain. So this happened on Saturday. And I didn't know she was Finnish. She's from Finland. She came to America when she was 21. She came to go to college. She went to college in California, got married, and now lives in Colorado. And if you know Scandinavian people, what I experienced when I went there is their English is so good. I never detected any accent from her. And she said it's because they learn English very early on. But I asked her about knitting, and she told me the story of how they do learn in school. She learned to knit from her nanny. I asked if her mom and her grandmother knew how to knit, and she said they didn't knit, but that she learned from her nanny, which is kind of cool. Her whole story of her family is so interesting. So they lived, her mom and her grandmother were born in the part of Finland that bordered Russia. And during World War II, that is part of what Russia took. Russia came and invaded that part of Finland, and today, where they grew up, or where her grandmother and her mother were born, is part of Russia. I looked it up on the map. It's so cool. And how she attained this pin, though, her grandmother bought it from Russians fleeing. So it's this beautiful Russian pin. I'm going to put a picture up right now. Hand assembled. It has rose cut diamonds, which are diamonds that are flat on the bottom and kind of rounded on top. And so that helps date the pin to the late 1800s or mid 1800s. It could be as early as that, as old as that. But to have that kind of jewelry in that time period, they were wealthy people it was part of the exodus from Russia. They were fleeing because of the Russian, it was the Soviet Union at that point. Anyway, they wanted to be free. So her grandmother bought this pin. Then her grandmother and the family had to move to Helsinki because that part was taken by Russia. It's just all so interesting. So the pin is beautiful. I also put a picture up now of it in my hand so you can see what size it is. But super cool. But the cool thing about it is that I got to talk to Tina a little bit more about knitting in Finland. So I got her history and what she liked to knit, and she's a super fascinating person. But then we started talking about the seamless sweater that I had made, the green one. Do you remember that? So I'm going to put a picture up now of what Tina did with the seamless sweater, and I hope this inspires you. So here's a picture of the seamless sweater. What Tina did is she took leftover mohair and did a gradient. So as you're looking at this, there are 5 strands of mohair throughout the sweater. And it's kind of like the leftover sock yarn hat that I did. You start with 5 strands, and then you gradually, as you run out of one strand, you just add another strand of a different color. And so you keep doing this and doing this, so you have 5 strands throughout the sweater. I got so excited about this because I have a ton of mohair, a ton of leftover mohair, a ton. I have maybe enough to do this, but it doesn't mean that you couldn't buy mohair to do this as well. But I mean, I just looked around in 2 seconds, and I have this from my Cumulus sweater. This I used for plying. I have blue, I have white. I'm going to have some more white. I will have blush. But I'm going to put the picture up again because, as you can see, she arranged it in a beautiful pattern. I think what she did was absolutely brilliant. So I loved the conversation that I had with Tina. Thank you, Tina, about the pin and your history. But I really love this sweater. I think it's super creative, and I had never ever thought about doing that. And it just made a really nice sweater. So this again was the seamless sweater, and I'll put the name up again of who made it. I don't remember. But you could do this with any pattern. I think it was a worsted weight, but just figure out how many strands you need of any amount of mohair and make a beautiful sweater. Mohair is so soft and so warm that I love wearing it. I was telling her that when I was in Norway, I really paid attention to fashion. And most of the women there, almost every sweater I saw, especially going more closer to Oslo, where it was a younger, more fashionable demographic, had mohair in their sweaters. And I got really excited. They wore bigger sweaters, which I'll talk about in a minute, and like a little accordion skirt, long skirt, jeans, or an A-line skirt. And so I thought that was beautiful. I've been copying that. And so if you have extra mohair, I'm just telling you, this is what you can do with it. So thank you, Tina. The next thing I'll do is I'll talk about the retreat. And I'll just do it briefly because I know most of my viewers, or a lot of my viewers, 100 of my viewers, went to the retreat. So I don't want to make a big deal out of that, even though it was a big deal. So one of the things that they do that's super cool, it was in Dallas. Let me back up. This is a group of people. It was a retreat by Devon Ventry of Knitty McPurley. And 2 years ago, like I said last time, there were 108, I think, women that went. And about 40 of them returned to this one 2 years later. This was in Dallas. And we just all got together and had classes. I took a brioche class. I took a sock and toe heel class. I took 4 classes. Oh my gosh, what were they? Oh, knitting, a math class on how to adjust your pattern. If it's a worsted weight pattern, how to adjust it to like a DK, how to adjust the needle and the size. That was really cool. And I took another class. Why can't I remember it? I don't know, but I can't. I'll probably think of it halfway through. But one of the things they had is they do a giveaway table. So you can bring yarn that you don't want, and they said it can be acrylic or a nice yarn for people to just take. It's like a give and take, which is really fun. And so I had a viewer, and you know who you are, Shelly from Washington. I'd never met her, but she'd watched the podcast and she knew I loved green. So when she brought her yarn to the table, to the giveaway table, before she put it on, she said, I kind of brought this for you if you want it. And I do, of course I do. It's the most beautiful variegated tonal green. And it is Debbie Bliss Baby Cash Merino tonals. It will make the prettiest sweater, and there is enough here for a sweater for sure. Thank you so much, Shelly. It was so nice to meet you. We met her and her husband the first night when my sister and I were eating, and she was just delightful. She was from Washington State. So thank you very much. That was great. Another thing is that we had the bag fairy showed up again. At the last retreat, someone came in, and I don't know when they're doing it. It's like this mystery dump, and puts a ton of bags on the giveaway table, like halfway through the retreat. Well, she came again. I don't know who you are, but I love you. So I picked up this bag. It's beautiful. It's purples and autumn and has a cute little couple foxes on it. I think it's so cute. And I love this size bag. And I like that it zips because it's the perfect size for me to carry around and roll and stuff in my bag or whatever, especially when I'm traveling or going to work. It's a fat squirrel bag. Yeah, she had the prettiest bags on there, and I hope most everyone got one, but I'm really grateful. Whoever you are, it's so sweet that you did that. I think I got something else from, I got this. Who did this? A Miss Babs kit. I don't know who did that. Thank you. I got it. So I got a couple things. Oh, and this yarn. Oops, just came undone. This bright yellow, there were 2 of these. I don't know what I'll make with that. It is so pretty. It's called Lemonade, La Jolla, 100% superwash merino, 400 yards. So this is 800 fingering. And I don't know, I could probably make a vest. I could definitely make a vest. Which would be really, really pretty and fun. This lemon yellow color is so pretty. Okay, so I think that's what I got from the giveaway table. And then I had Cindy, sweet Cindy, who gave both my sister and I this it's not really art yarn because it'll be really pretty to put with something. This will be, and she gave us a pattern, a shawl pattern. She's very, very sweet. She's thinking about doing a podcast. So if she does, I will let you know so you can follow her. She's from Texas. That was so cool, was meeting a lot of Texas women came, and that was super cool because I love that accent. Allison, who I met, and she's a podcast watcher, and we fell in love with her, both my sister and I, because she reminded us of our Auntie Liz. I think both of us felt it, and then finally we both said, who does she remind you of? And we're like, Auntie Liz. She looked like her. She has the same jolly, happy, she was just so delightful, and her accent was so cute, and her skin was beautiful, and her hair was beautiful. She's just a beautiful lady. I wish I had a picture of her. I should have taken a picture of her. Maybe she'll send me one. And I'll show you Allison. She's beautiful. What else? Okay, but before the retreat started, my sister and I, we went a day early. Sorry, I have a hair. I don't know where it is. Can't find it. Or a fiber. It must be a fiber because it's not attached to me. Anyway, we went a day early and went to the McKinney, sorry. Too many mix. McKinney Knittery, which is in McKinney, Texas, which if you haven't been to McKinney, Texas, it is the cutest little town. It's a town that you literally could park yourself there and stay. Darling. And they have a pretty famous yarn shop there. So my sister and I wanted to go. We drove there in torrential rain, torrential storm, and had a really nice look around. I didn't buy a lot. I don't need a lot. And again, I like to support the people that I know. But they did have most brands, a ton of La Bien-Aimée, a Plucky Knitter, and they also have a craft, like a fabric department, I guess I should say. So I got this to make this firefly tote. It's a little pattern. I'm going to make that. I have an idea, but it's a surprise, so I can't say it out loud because it's for my sister too. But I don't think my sister watches, so it's not a big deal. And I got this. So one of the things my sister and I try to do is when we go places, we try to find a yarn that's exclusive by a local dyer that's exclusive to the shop, that was dyed for the shop, just something, because we don't need a lot, but it's nice to have a little memento. We did that when we went to Toronto and Quebec City. Not Toronto, we've never been to Toronto. We went to Montreal, to Espace Tricot, and then we went to Quebec City and bought some yarn, and they have city colors apparently, and it was royal blue, so we bought that blue yarn. But anyway, what I did is this is Magpie Fibers, which isn't in McKinney, Texas, but they dyed this for them for Christmas. It's called Comfort and Joy, and they dyed it specifically for the yarn shop at McKinney, Texas. And so have this really pretty, it's so beautiful, so beautiful. And if you don't know, Swanky Sock is merino and cashmere and nylon. So pretty. I also bought a couple things there that I wanted, like some buttons. Let's try to find my buttons here. I have buttons. I just thought they were super pretty buttons. I don't need buttons either. But they were just a really pretty, well, I think they go pretty with most things. Let's see. Right there. So I bought 6 little buttons. I bought some, you know that tape that has it's up on my sewing machine now. It's like a yard's measuring tape, but it's like bias tape. I have not been able to find that. They had it. I bought that there. And a little stitch marker. I think that's all I bought there, which is okay. Then we went to the retreat, and I'll show you what I bought at the retreat. There was a dyer from Cody, Wyoming, Krista Lowe, and she has a really cute yarn shop in Wyoming. So if you go to Wyoming, you need to go to Krista's shop, and she dyed a special little, I guess I don't know where that is, special little skein that everyone got in their swag bag. The swag bags were amazing. I'll talk about those in a minute, but I did buy this celery green sock yarn from her. And one of the reasons I bought it, okay, I have to be honest. My sister bought it and I saw it on the table and I'm like, I should have bought that. I saw it, I loved it. So I went back and got it too. She hates when I do that. I do it all the time. I copy her with everything because she has a really good taste. But one of the things that I love about this green is I remember when we went to Cody, Wyoming and we were driving home, that this color of green, it was fall, it was like October, was kind of on the hillside. And I remember seeing that color. So that will remind me of Cody, Wyoming. And I also got from her cowboy hat stitch stoppers. They are so cute. And you see those? Her yarn shop is called Sweet Mountain Crafts. I loved those. So I got those. What else? Oh, I did get this from her too. I forgot I bought this from her, this beautiful fiber. Again, the greens reminded me of when we were there, so that's why I got the green. Isn't that pretty? Because one day I will spin again, and I'm going to talk about that. In fact, I'll talk about it right now. I met a lady. I hope she's watching because I need to find you. I think her name is Sharon. It's funny when you go to these retreats, the whole time there, you're talking to people and you're remembering their name. And then I got home and I was like a blank. I was trying to find people's names. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't think of her name. But it was Sharon, I'm pretty sure. Her name was Sharon. And she is an avid spinner. She had her own Angora yarn that she had spun from her Angora rabbits that she used to have. And we were talking about spinning. And Sharon, we were talking about the whirly winder. And I just have questions because I came home bent that I was going to buy a whirly winder. But then I looked at I couldn't decide if I wanted to buy the jumbo or the regular. So I really needed to talk to you about which one I should buy for my knitting wheel because I can't do both. I'll just do one. So if you'd message me if you watch this, because I can't find you. And then I bought a sweater quantity of the Valentine from Devon of Knitty McPurley because I've been looking this since it came out and I finally was able to see it in person and it's beautiful. So I bought some red and I bought pink, Barbie pink. My sister and I both bought this. We talked each other into it. We have no idea what we're buying, what we're making with it. I bought from Arkansas Yarn Company. I bought this. This was her show color. She was there. I bought this slub yarn. Isn't it pretty? It's called Peony. I don't know if you can see it. It has a little bit of peach, green, like a moss green, fuchsia, white. It's so pretty. And she had a little pattern that I'm going to make with this. I just have to remember what it is. And then I bought a bag, 2 bags from Susan of Delightful Works. She gave as part of the little, what was in our swag bag, she made these for everyone. These little Notion bags. And I had purchased one of her Notion bags before. And these are so nice because they're flat. So they literally slide into your bag. You can see how flat they are. But they do open up completely so you can see all your stuff. So I bought that. And then she had these bags on sale, which matched the little Christmas sweaters. So I got that from her. And this little bento bag, just because of the ticking. I love ticking. So that is the cutest thing. And 2 sets of stitch markers. Actually, she gave the stitch markers with the bags. And I got hearts and little roses. And they're really cute. Should I take them out of the bag? My goodness sakes, I expect you guys to see them in these. Here's the rose. It's cute. And a little heart. I don't need to take that out. You know what a heart looks like. So that was fun. And then it was kind of a bag. I didn't want to buy yarn, so I bought bags. Why did I buy so many bags? And you'll laugh when you see what else I bought. I bought these 2 little bags from Woolen Works Designs. These are just little sock bags. And they're the wax canvas, this one. And look at how cute this one is. Same colors. This one has a drawstring. Super cute, perfect size for a little shawl. This one you can roll down because it's the waxed canvas. Cute, huh? Oops. Yeah, so cute. So I bought bags. And also from Wool & Works Designs, I bought a little pin that says Travel Knitter, which is super cute, and Camp Knitter. So there's a story behind the Camp Knitter one, and you might ask, Julie, why do you have 2 Camp Knitter pins? Well, I have tricked my sister into camping. Yep. So the Estes Park Wool Festival is the first weekend of June. And we typically usually go just on the Sunday because I work on Saturday. And I've never been on Saturday. But the Interweave Yarn Festival, which is in Loveland, got canceled. So I'm like, well, that's okay. Number 1, we don't need any more yarn. Number 2, we'll go to the Estes Park one. So I quickly got it off and made a reservation. I don't know how I found it. In January, the beginning of January, got a reservation for the first weekend in June. It's just down the road from where the festival is. So I told her, I said, you're gonna come with me in the camper. And she's hemming and hawing and saying, I can't, I have to wash my hair every day. And I said, well, we have a little teeny bathtub and you just get wet, lather up, rinse off. It's not a lot of water, but you can do this. You can do this because we'll have fun. We'll go to the festival half the day, come back and knit up in the mountains, go back down the next day, come back up. So we're going to stay 3 nights and go to the festival. And I told her, when you accomplish your little adventure, I'm going to give you your badge. She doesn't think I'm very funny most of the time. I push her to the limits, that's for sure. But sometimes, or a lot of times, I think she's glad that I pushed her to the limits because I'm not sure she'd do anything fun if I didn't. So think that, no. I did buy from, there is a wonderful pattern designer and podcaster called Wiesel Knits. Her name is Cheryl Beckridge. And I bought some cute little, I'm going to buy a pattern of hers. She has a darling pattern that I forgot that I was going to buy and I didn't buy. And I bought all these cute little note cards from her too. These little sheep. Emma Bell? Ball. I think she's famous in the knitwear world. A little project notebook. And just a little notebook. I think it's cute. Take notes on. And I bought some little magnets. They're already in use, so that's what I bought from her. And one of the really cool things they did is they had every person bring a stitch marker that would tie them to where you were from or about themselves. So again, there were 100 people there. We all got 100 stitch markers. It was the coolest idea. So I have let's see, these are my these are my stitch markers. These are all stitch markers. And I mean, they are so cute, all of them. I don't know, I couldn't pick one. I like everything. One of my favorites is this little dainty flower. I'm not gonna be able to show you. There's 100 on here. Look how cute that is. I love that little flower. But we got ice cream. We got Lucky Irish, Texas. I got the little toast and egg and a little pie. She gave me 2. Cats, a little penguino, skis, cowboy hats. I mean, it's so cool. You can tell where they're from. And pierogies, little pierogies. Oh, can you see that little pierogi? It's cute. I mean, I don't even know how to pick them out because they're so cute. Cats. Candy. A lot of Texas, some cowboy hats, cute chicken. This is the Wiesel Knits one, which is cool that she did an owl. Yeah, Bigfoot from the Washington group. There were 2 groups from Washington. Anyway, it was so much fun. I remember who I was face to face when you gave these to me, so I know who you are, and thank you so, so much. Little crocheted stitch marker. Who made 100? She made 100 of those little crocheted stitch markers. So cute. And then Wendy of Wendy Knits, she's from Washington. She gave me this bag with her own little, you can't see that. Yeah, there you go. Wendy Knits. And the state of Washington. And it's the cutest bag. It has all the attractions of the area of Washington that she lives. Hood Canal, Lake Washington, whale watching. It's darling. Thank you very much, Wendy, for that. So cute. And it's lined really cute. The most generous people on the planet. But I did something really cool with my swag bag. Oh, I bought cute little cake cozies from Woolen Works too. They had a ton of really cute ones. I bought 3. I think they're all in use, which I needed them. The mini ones were great for, this is a mini one, a mini skein one, but it was great for my mohair because the mohair that I'm using is in a little teeny ball. But I did something really cute with my bag that we got. We had a swag bag, and this is what they look like. And I raced around and had everyone sign my bag because it's so cool. And it's on the back as well. So anyway, that was one of the things that I did, and I will use that bag and remember everyone. Oh my gosh, here's Sharon's name. Oh my gosh, I gotta find her. Sharon, I need to find you. I need to ask you questions about spinning. Hope there was just one Sharon. Okay, then we went into the town and went to the yarn shop, had a Texas chili. We went to a Texas chili restaurant, and here's the posse. I'll show you a picture of them, which is Krista in the front, and then me and my sister, and I think Barb was sitting next to her of Woolen Works, and then Erin of Woolen Works, Amy of Woolen Works, Jennifer, and Amy Spar. And so these are people, with the exception of Jennifer, who was a new meet, which I loved her. She was awesome. These are people that we were with last time. Amy Spar is an amazing knitter. Here's a picture of her beautiful sweater. She's amazing color work knitter. She's just really talented, and everything that she makes really fits her. And Jennifer and Amy both were in the service, so thank you for your service. Thank you very, very, very much. I know I'm rushing through this. Sorry. We went to a yarn shop in the town, and I bought their local dyer. My sister and I got the same yarn. Shocking. But I thought it was super pretty, and it's by a local Fort Worth dyer. And then right next to that was a little British store. And so my sister spotted this first, and so I offered to give it to her because she spotted it. It's a giant cosmetic bag, but it's of Fortnum and Mason, the department store in London. And it just happened to match my yarn. So it's a great size. So I bought that. And my sister and I each bought this mug. If you're from England, you know the Danone mugs. Did I have that upside down? Yes. Danone. They just make these really pretty fine bone china mugs that our mom loved. So we split my mom's, and my sister and I have quite a collection of them. But we each wanted a new big one, which is a nice size for tea, because then you just have to make your tea once. And I also bought this one, which I love. It's a little bit smaller. Isn't that pretty? Love it. So Danone mugs. And I have my all-time favorite tea in there, and I'm going to share that with you. I bought that there too. I had it before, and I looked for it when I went in, and if you're from England, you're lucky. It's the Taylor's green tea and jasmine. It is the best tea. So good. And I bought this one, which I also had previously and I loved, so they had it. And I bought this one, which I'm trying to find that Lady Grey. So this is Earl Grey with like orange blossom. So good. So we had a nice time. We bought candy for our kids, my kids, because they like what's called wine gums. So we bought some things. I bought some chocolates for my husband. So that was fun. That was the British store. Okay, next up, I wanted to talk about what I'm making. So I have so much stuff here. Give me a second to put it all away. It's all on my lap. I had talked to you last time about making this, putting together, I didn't bring it over here, the Rowan yarn with mohair. And I wanted to make a striped ivory sweater and blush, and here it is. It's not done. I just did the cuffs last night. I finished, not the cuffs, the bottom hems. And I was super worried. This is kind of what was making me stressed out too, because it was super big. And I was trying to make an oversized sweater because my inspiration is all the beautiful Scandinavian designs that I see. Oops. That one. You can see how they're oversized. I'm not going to go that big, but I got these books from Juliet, my sister knit. She gave them to me. So sweet. But I love the oversized sweaters. So that's my inspiration. That is what I was trying to make. And I was really worried though that it was so big, and I was bummed out. I'm like, I'm not tearing this mohair, and I have it paired with another yarn. I'm not tearing it out because it's really hard to undo. So I just kept going, and then something that Amy Spar told me was that she always blocks it as she goes. Now I had done that a couple times, but I did it. I steam blocked it, and it's big, but it fits like I wanted it to fit. So I'm super excited to finish now. I think I'll start the sleeves today, and hopefully by the end of February, which I set that goal for myself and all that knitting pressure, I will be done with the sleeves. So I just have 2 sleeves to do, and I think I'll do the wide cuff. It's a twisted rib. I think I'll do that with a little bit puffier sleeve. So that's my plan. And I felt good about it because I have recently dug this sweater out, which is the Turtle Dove by Espostrico. And I laid it out, which I love the way this fits. It's a little drapier, but I like the way it fits. And it is exactly the same across. So, hallelujah! I was so excited when I did that, and a little bit relieved, took a little bit of the knitting pressure away. So that's what I'm working on, as well as my socks, which I'll show you. I'm at a standstill with my socks. These are my February socks. And she is giving us a little progress keeper that matches the sock of the month. I don't know if she's going to do that every time, but is that the cutest? That's what the sock's going to look like. Her sock yarn is so nice. It's so, so soft. But I'm at a standstill with the heel. It's a proper heel, and if you know and have followed me, I struggle with that a little bit because I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. Here's the heel on my husband's. Do you see this rib here, this ridge? Am I supposed to have that? And so I'm not sure that I'm doing it right. So my sister is coming on a business trip. We're doing it together we leave Friday. She'll be captive, sitting right next to me. So you know what I'm bringing. My socks, so she can help me. I just want to do it right because I'm at the point now where I used to just want to finish things, so I just did them. but I'm at the point now where I want them to look nice. My sister has beautiful heels on the socks that she's made me, and last Christmas I got a gift from Karen Leib, who's a fellow knitter here in Fort Collins, and her heels were beautiful. And I thought, I'm just doing something wrong, so I'm gonna sit down and get those right. But my knitting pressure is, these are the February socks. They have to be done by the end of February. That's just my personality, is I'm a finisher. I wanna be finished, and I wanna be finished on time. Sometimes it's not correct, but I'm finished. So I'm stopping that. What else do I have? I have a new sweater that I've started, which is gonna be so pretty. This is why I need to finish everything by the end of February so I can start this. This sweater I saw hanging in my sister knits when I went in, and it is the Gallant sweater, and it's mohair edition. It's by Kadri. I'm gonna put a picture up now because they had it hanging in the shop, and I actually tried it on in the shop. Then I went upstairs at my sister knits and saw one of my lovely little friends, Megan, and she was mixing two of these together to make a different sweater. This Kama Rose, and it is alpaca, wool, and lyocell, which is an acrylic of some sort. So I picked two colors. Are those luscious? Oh my gosh, it's like a tangerine and coral, peachy coral. I've done the swatch. Let's see if I can, if you can see that. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh. I'm glad it's more orange than pink. I was a little bit worried because I really was gonna go just the tangerine, but you can see, let me just see if I can do this really quick. Oh, it picked up both of them. So pretty. I'm so excited. And so I've gauge swatched. I'm ready to go. My needles are in here. And I had to go pick up something for my sister there last week, and this bag was there on sale. Oh my gosh. I love orange. So who needed another bag? Not me. But I got it. It's cute. And then I FaceTimed my sister from the shop and said, these are on sale. She's going to sell them to us for half off. There's a pink one. Do you want it? No, she didn't want it. I'm not buying anything else. I said, come on. It's so cute. We'll match. She got it. They're cool though. They have leather straps, front pocket, inside pockets, a really nice, this is my favorite size base, side pocket. Darling. So I'm excited about that bag. So much for not buying anything, you guys. What's up next? I found this in when I was kind of digging things out, and it's yarn that I have had for so long, but it's yarn that I bought at the thrift store. Bought 2 sets of yarn at this thrift store. I never find yarn there, but this I did. And it's linen and cotton. And it's French, and it's super old. But it's thick and thin. And I'm gonna make something. I don't know what I'm gonna make. I have enough of this color to make a sweater, this oatmeal color. But then I have 2 of these in purple. It's like a lilac, and 2 orange, and 1 blue. So I probably could make a pretty striped vest with those 3. And then this was in the bag too. And these were, look how old these are. Gosh. And it's cotton and linen. It doesn't have the little frayed stuff, which I like. And I think I'm gonna make another, you guessed it, Thursday shawl. My favorite shawl. And I have to say, I'm gonna put a picture up now, and I put this on Instagram. I wore this to work on Saturday. Just wanted to wear something a little warmer on my neck. And if you fold this right, this little shawl, it made the cutest little collar. So check that out. I'll put the picture up on right now, this is the picture I had on Instagram. But what this did, is it makes this little collar. It made a little collar on top of my dress. It was so cute. I love this. I love it. I think that's all the knitting, you guys. I am done. That was a lot more than I thought it would be. So I want to talk really quick about my beauty hack. And this is kind of embarrassing, but if you're over 50, your eyebrows have started to go gray. So what do you do with gray eyebrows? Some people use hair color. I've never been successful with hair color, but I have a girlfriend who's a hairdresser, and this is what she told me to use. And my sister does it. My mom did it before she passed. Yep. Just for men, beard and mustache dye. And what it does is you just mix a little bit and put it on just your eyebrows and leave it on for 5 minutes and wipe it off. And then I jump in the shower and clean it some more. But it makes any gray eyebrows that you have, any part of your eyebrow that's gray, it turns it the color you want. What color is this? My color is dark brown. But I find it really helpful because I don't want to pluck my eyebrows. I don't want to pluck the gray ones out. I want to have them. So that's my beauty hack. I'll also share one more little thing with you. My other obsession, yarn cats, it's perfume. I love perfume. I don't know if there's a name for that, a fragranceophile. And so I had a beautiful girl come in the store, and her name is Sophia, and she's just started crocheting. She's just beautiful, like a natural beauty, dark skin, dark hair, beautiful. And she smelled so good. She'd been in a couple times and she just smelled so good. And so I said, oh, you smell really good. And she said, thank you. And then we went along and I helped her a little more, and I'm like, you smell so good. Can I ask what that is? And she wrote it down for me. And this was before Christmas, I think, or maybe early January. So I ordered it for myself for Valentine's Day. And this is it. And she gave me a website. It's Amarage Blossom Love, that you can get it at a discount. It smells so good, you guys. I have it on now. But we started talking about perfume, and I love perfume. I love the undertones, the undernotes, the main notes, the hints, the everything. And so we started talking about things, and she arrived on Saturday in the jewelry store and said, I'm going to bring you a little present. And she brought me all these little treats of really nice perfume. This is a little Belgian one, a sample of a Belgian one she was telling me about. And she made little vials of her favorite ones, the ones that she wears. I mean, it was the sweetest thing. Sometimes people's kindness blows me away. She's so pretty and so kind and so sweet. So I want to share those things with you because that's my other obsession, cats, yarn, and fragrance. And I haven't bought fragrance for a long time because I have a lot to use up. I put it in my hair because I'm allergic to fragrance, believe it or not. I think I OD'd on it, to be honest. And so I put it right here in the morning. I put it right here in my hair, and it's fine. That's what I do. So I think that's all I have for you today. No more life updates. Everything's just moving along. Busy, traveling a little bit for business next 4 weeks, a couple business trips, and then I get to start planting my garden. My neighbor and I have already arranged our seeds. We share seeds, so we've already done that, and we're excited, although it's snowing now, which is okay because we need the moisture. But spring comes soon enough, right? That's it, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you subscribe and like and share this with someone that you think might enjoy it. Until next time.